There comes a moment in every woman's life when she looks back at the man she once had and realizes what she lost. At first, she doesn't see it. When she's comfortable, when attention feels guaranteed, she begins to take it for granted. His consistency starts to feel predictable, his affection too familiar. She stops noticing the way he tries, the way he listens, the way he shows up. She doesn't mean to, but she confuses stability with boredom. And when that happens, she begins to drift. Slowly, she becomes distant, distracted, caught in the illusion that something new will make her feel more alive. But time has a strange way of revealing the truth, because the very qualities she once overlooked are the ones she will one day miss the most. At the beginning, when she starts pulling away, she feels free. The space feels refreshing. She convinces herself that he was too much, too emotional, too predictable. She focuses on his flaws to justify her distance. In her mind, she tells herself that she deserves more excitement, more thrill, more attention from someone new. And for a while, that illusion works. The new conversations feel lighter, the compliments feel fresh, and the fantasy of independence feels intoxicating. But what she doesn't realize is that she's not falling in love with someone else. She's falling for the version of herself that didn't have to be accountable yet. Time passes, and the man she once took for granted stops trying. He doesn't chase anymore. He stops sending long texts, stops waiting up for her replies, stops asking what's wrong. That silence, at first, feels like relief to her. But then something changes. The comfort of being wanted disappears, and she starts to feel the emptiness left behind. The absence of his attention begins to echo. She'll scroll through old messages not to reply, but to remember how it felt when someone cared that deeply. And that's when the first crack appears in her certainty. She begins to realize that his attention wasn't a burden. It was a form of love few men ever give. The moment a woman truly begins to miss a man she took for granted is rarely dramatic. It's quiet. It happens when life goes back to normal, when no one is texting her good morning anymore, when the noise fades and reality returns. She'll catch herself thinking about the way he looked at her with patience instead of judgment, how he noticed her mood without her saying a word. She'll remember the small things, the laughter, the late night talks, the calm she felt when she was around him. It's in those quiet recollections that regret begins to grow, because now she understands that love isn't measured by excitement, but by consistency. And consistency is what she lost. As weeks turn into months, she begins to see him differently. The man she thought would always wait starts to move on. Maybe she sees him smiling in a photo. Maybe she hears that he's dating someone else. That's when the illusion truly shatters. She realizes he was never weak for loving her. He was strong for staying loyal in a world that makes detachment look powerful. And suddenly, the memories she buried start to haunt her. The same man she once ignored now occupies her thoughts without trying. That's the paradox of human desire. You only appreciate what was real when you're surrounded by what's empty. In female psychology, attachment doesn't vanish easily. Even if she pretends she's moved on, the emotional imprint of a man who loved her deeply stays hidden inside her subconscious. It appears when she least expects it, when a song plays, when she smells his cologne on someone else, when she passes a place they used to visit. Those moments bring back a flood of emotion she thought she escaped. The difference now is that she can't go back, because the man who once waited no longer does. When a woman starts missing the man she took for granted, pride becomes her biggest prison. She won't admit it to anyone, not even to herself at first. She'll pretend she's fine, post pictures, act unbothered. But inside, she's fighting the truth that she lost a good man because she didn't know how to value consistency when she had it. She might even try to reach out, testing the waters with a casual message, a memory, a joke. But what she's really looking for is reassurance that the door she closed isn't fully locked. When she realizes that he's no longer waiting on the other side, that's when the real heartbreak begins. The psychology behind this is simple yet painful. Women often underestimate emotional safety until it's gone. They think love should always feel exciting, never realizing that the safest love often feels calm. They associate effort with availability, assuming he'll always be there no matter how she behaves. But love has limits. Even the most patient man grows tired of feeling unappreciated. When he finally detaches, it's permanent. He may still care, but the emotional door inside him closes quietly and completely. That's the closure she never sees coming. And when she sees him thriving, her emotions twist between pride and regret. She'll tell herself she's happy for him, but deep down, she wishes she could still be the reason for his smile. That's when longing turns into self-reflection. She begins to replay the past, remembering the moments she ignored, the affection she dismissed. She realizes that he wasn't asking for much, just presence, respect, and acknowledgement. It's a painful awakening because by the time she understands it, he's already learned how to live without her. Over time, she'll compare every new man to him. She might not say it out loud, but she'll feel it in every small disappointment. No one will listen quite the same way. No one will understand her moods as deeply. No one will have that quiet loyalty that made her feel safe. It's in those comparisons that she understands what she truly lost. Because real love, once taken for granted, doesn't come around twice in the same form. It teaches her a lesson she'll carry forever. The cost of not valuing someone when you had the chance. Dr. Alina Rose often says that loss is the greatest teacher of appreciation. When a man finally walks away after giving his best, his absence becomes louder than his presence ever was. That's when a woman starts to miss him. Not because she's lonely, but because she finally sees his worth through the silence he left behind. The man she once took for granted becomes the standard she now measures everyone against. And though she may never admit it openly, a part of her will always wish she had loved him better. So to every man who feels invisible despite giving his all, understand this. Your consistency is not weakness. Your loyalty is not wasted. Sometimes the only way a woman learns your value is through your absence. Let her. Don't chase her recognition. Let your peace be the proof of your worth. Because one day, when she looks back, she'll remember that you were the one who loved her right when she didn't know what right looked like. And that memory will never leave her.